we spared you the vast majority of the unboxing, but this part will show you what it looks like. So once you take the amplifier out of the cardboard box, you can see that the amplifier is covered by this nice, soft, textile-ish kind of a cover. And it goes all the way underneath the amplifier, so it protects all the surfaces. And ta-da! The reveal. So first impressions, beautifully finished. The gaps are equal and consistent, as you would expect from a top-notch Japanese company. That's what they're really, really good at. There are no unusual surfaces or scratches or anything like that. You don't even see on the top, for example, screws, only on the side. So it's discreet and it's more elegant. And of course, the front is this gold champagne kind of a color. I'm going to lift it up over on that stand, and then we can go through it. Okay. So let me, no, I won't turn it on yet. So move this out of the way. All right. So this is the E5000, which is the top of the line integrated amplifier. Let me get my cheat sheet. Okay. It's rated 240 watts into 8 ohms, 320 into 4 ohms, damping factor of 1,000. So maybe not quite as high as a Hagel, but still way up there. And there's a point where, frankly, it's a huge diminishing return. You're not going to get much improvement from 500 to 4,000. Once you get to that level, it's already insanely good. It's fully balanced from input to output. One of the unique features about Accuphase is that their volume control is their own design. It switches in different gain systems. In many ways, it's kind of similar to what Air has been doing and what PS Audio does. So it's not a pot with resistors that you are switching from one to another step. And it's very, very fine. Oh, you can feel how smooth it is. The input selector over here, again, nice clicks, very, very nice stops. Just very classy. The other, we'll get to it in the back. So over here, you can see there's a power switch. This is the input selector. And of course, the volume attenuator. So if you wanted to mute, in essence, you can just push that. And then you've got this cover over here with this little button that says open. You push it, and you've got this beautiful reveal. So this cover drops open, and it's so smooth, just absolutely gorgeous. Look, let's try it again. And then it reveals all these different controls. So starting over here, you've got speaker off, A, B, or A plus B. So this is where it gets interesting. You can connect up to 2 pairs of speakers, or you can bi-amp your speakers. So if you've got B&Ws, Sonus Fabers, monitor audios, speakers that can be bi-amped, you can hook up 2 pairs of speakers, speaker cables to your speaker, and you can bi-amp the system just by doing that. Just go to A plus B. Then, of course, you have bass, treble control, and you can defeat that by pressing the tone control. It has DAC and moving magnet and moving coil switches. Those are for the optional modules on the back. There are 2 expansion slots in the back. So when you buy the integrated amplifier, you have a choice of ordering those modules or not. So you don't pay for something that you don't want. Mono switch. So if you're listening to stereo and you decide you want to hear it in mono because the recording was originally in mono, press mono. Compensation. Compensation is like the old days of loudness buttons. So those of you who are older than, say, 40 years old may remember your receivers or integrated amps had a button called loudness. And that basically means that at low volumes at night, our ears become less sensitive to low frequencies and high frequencies, just at low volumes. So by pressing the compensation button, it essentially boosts the lows and the highs, so it makes it sound more lively. Display is to adjust, I guess, the brightness of the display. Once we turn it on, we can see that. balance, so you can adjust left and right balance. Main in, okay, so this is interesting. Normal, balance, or line. This integrated amplifier does not have something called home theater throughput as an optional input selector or programmable that way. But you can do that by going through this little switch here called normal, balance, or line. So if you switch to line input or balance inputs and your home theater processor is going through that, that's how you are able to get the preamp section to basically go to zero, defeat it, and you're just using the left and right power amplifier channels to drive your front speakers. And then recorders, so very unique. Most integrated amps or preamps today do not have this recorder function. However, if you have a reel-to-reel or cassette deck and so on, this will come in very handy. So that's the front. So these are the two expansion slots that I talked about. You unscrew and the slot, the cover comes off and you just push in the modules that you buy. So you can either buy a phono stage and or a DAC or either or none. You've got the tuner, CD, line 1, line 2, line 3 inputs. These are your RCA inputs. These are your balanced inputs. Pre-out, so if you wanted to use a different amplifier, you can just use that. Balance inputs over here. And again, more connections. This is main in balance and pre-out RCAs, and then your tape recorder over here. It also has, what's interesting, a switch over here to adjust for the different kinds of balance configurations. So not everybody uses the same configuration. Some people use pin 2 as hot, some people use pin 2 as negative, and you can switch between that. Your AC outlet, and then finally these ginormous speaker binding posts. Now, I don't like these kinds of binding posts. There are a number of reasons why. So there's a slot at the top where you can put your spade in there. But it's, I don't know, it's restrictive because there's a collar where the slot is cut in. And I just don't like that. I'd much prefer if they didn't have this collar so you can put your speaker wires any way you want. But because the slot is angled this way, your speaker wires have to go in this way or top down. And depending on how thick your speaker cables are or how the angle of the spade is terminated, it may not be so simple to do that. So I generally prefer to have the complete opening. So when you open up the binding post, you can just put your speaker wires any way you can fit the speaker wires in. This hole in the front allows you to put your bananas. So far that's the only negative I can see as far as this integrated amp is concerned. Otherwise, it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if there's anything else I can tell you about. It's 75 pounds, 74.5 pounds or 33.8 kilograms. And then finally, the big thing. How much is it? It's 19,999 Canadian, basically 20,000 Canadian. I don't know what the US price is, and I don't know what the rest of the world's prices are. I do know that as generally, the Canadian pricing is substantially less than the US price when you factor in the exchange. Don't know why that is, but at least for once, Canadians get a better price, a better deal than the Americans. So anyway, so that is Accuphase. What's really nice also is that it seems to be well damped. See, even though this is a piece of sheet metal, it appears to be well damped and doesn't ring like crazy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to connecting this up, breaking it in, and then doing a video about this. Let's power it up and have a look. Incidentally, I will also take the cover off at some point so we can look at the inside, but just glancing through the ventilation slots, it is beautifully done. It is neat, very tidy, and so well made. Just, you can tell right away, just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, power. I need power. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, nice, nice. So a couple things. I just noticed there's a beautiful gold ring that goes around these knobs to accentuate it. It's quite beautiful. I also like the fact that the text has wonderful contrast against the gold champagne face. You can easily see that. And even with my blind eyes, I can easily see all of that. See, look at the power. And these are analog meters. They're not electronic VU meters. They're actual analog. This is showing you the volume in dB. And let's have a look and see what that displays. Yeah, okay, so when I press the display, oh, it turns off. So I think everything turns off except for the logo Accuphase, which is in this teal green. And then when I turn it back on, there you go. So listening at night, or if it's part of your home theater setup, you don't want to see anything, you can turn that off. Okay. So anyway, thanks for watching this. Watch out for our review video coming out soon. Take care. Bye-bye.